What would you do if your faith suddenly became a crime? Imagine having to hide in a dark room, whispering your prayers, knowing that a single knock on the door could change everything. Today, we aren't just meeting a priest, we are meeting a legendary defender of the faith. This is the story of Saint Cristóbal Magallanes. He didn't have a cape, but he had something more powerful, an unbreakable heart. In a time when celebrating Mass was a dangerous mission, he became the light for an entire nation. Before we reveal his secret mission, join our League of Believers. Subscribe to Superhero Stories of Faith. Hit that like button and let's show the world that faith is the ultimate superpower. Cristóbal Magallanes Jara was born in 1869 in the rugged fields of Totachi, Mexico. He wasn't born into royalty. He was a field hero. For the teens watching, before he was a priest, Cristobal was a laborer. He knew the grit of hard work and the patience of the harvest. God was using the dirt and the sun to train him. The lesson? You don't need a fancy stage to start your path to holiness. Your training ground is your school, your chores, and your family. God sees you in the ordinary moments before he calls you to the extraordinary ones. Cristobal didn't enter the seminary until he was 19. If you feel like you haven't figured it all out yet, don't worry. Cristobal proves that God's call isn't a race, it's a journey. In 1899, he was ordained. His mission? To be a father to the fatherless. He didn't just stay behind an altar. He walked the streets, formed hearts, and reminded every young person he met that they were designed for greatness by a creator who loves them. When he returned to his hometown, he saw a community in need. He didn't just pray, he acted. He built schools, organized workshops for farmers, and created faith hubs for children. He knew that to save a soul, you must also care for the person. He turned his parish into a fortress of hope. For Cristobal, love wasn't a feeling, it was a verb. He was a community architect, showing us that being a Catholic means building a better world for everyone.
Every hero has a signature tool. For Cristobal, it was the Rosary. He even started a newspaper called The Rosary to spread this spiritual armor. He taught that the Rosary isn't just a string of beads, it's a direct link to the protection of Mary. In the US and the Philippines, we know the power of the Mother. Cristobal's message was clear. With the Rosary in your hand, you are never alone on the battlefield. Then, the Dark Age arrived. The government tried to silence the church. Churches were locked, priests were hunted. But you cannot lock up the Holy Spirit. Cristobal went underground. Imagine the scene. A silent house, a candle flickering, and a priest weeping as he consecrates the Eucharist, knowing the soldiers are searching for him. He risked his life every single morning just to bring Jesus to his people. This is true heroism, doing what is right, even when the world says it's wrong. On May 21, 1927, the mission reached its end. Cristobal and a young priest, Father Agustin, were captured. Agustin was terrified. He was young, just like many of you. But Cristobal, facing the rifles, turned to him with a smile of steel and said, "Be calm, my son. It is only a moment, and then heaven." He didn't die with a shout of anger, but with a prayer of forgiveness. He offered his blood for the peace of his country. That is the ultimate power, loving your enemies even at the very end. Saint Cristóbal Magallanes teaches us that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the presence of faith. Which part of Cristobal's secret mission inspired you the most? Tell us in the comments. If you want to dive deeper into these legends, check out our books on Amazon. Subscribe to keep your faith strong, and remember, you are called to be a superhero of faith in your own world today. See you in the next story.